Peace and love, everyone. Sending you all positive energy, high vibrations, success in entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Now, today I'm going to be talking about two important neurotransmitters and how do they help us on an everyday basis? How do they operate in our life so we can be able to function properly in the world? Okay, so when we speak of serotonin, we speaking about a happy hormone. Okay, and this is a hormone that helps us to be happy, positive, high vibrating, good feelings of emotion. Now we all is aware that serotonin is a happy hormone. So it helps us to vibrate on a high frequency, okay? With the emotion, with the love, with the kindness, with being happy, when smiling, it raises our frequency and our vibration, okay? Because we're telling our body how to feel when we smile. 111 on the clock. So the serotonin is connected to our central nervous system, our brain, our mood, our happiness, our focus, okay? Our anxiety, our calmness, things of that sort. Because once it's off balance, we have anxiety, we have stress, okay? Once it's balanced properly, we have happiness, we have calmness, we have a very high vibrating great energy, okay? Always be mindful. Our emotions and how we feel sends the signals to our brain, okay? So neurotransmitters is serotonin, and it's built up by sun gazing for 30 minutes, also making sure we get a lot of vitamin D, and also paprika is good, okay? So it basically, we don't need anything for serotonin. Like, it's not a need, it's the upper. Once it's balanced right, it's a high vibrating energy. So we have dopamine, and it's considered to be a receptor, right? And how the dopamine work, it activates the neurons and the transmitters of the neurons, okay, in our brain, okay? So it helps us with production, movement, memory, attention, sleep, okay, arousal, motivation, learning, okay, transmitting. But the difference is the serotonin is the upper, a higher, okay? We need both. But when that dopamine is off balance, it helps us, it don't help us. It's really bad because it have us to be addicted to things. It causes addiction. So when we're dealing with dopamine, if it's off balance, we'll need more and more and more. Okay, and our body will produce less. Okay, so the neurotransmitters will die out when we are study, for an example, as an addiction, like a shoeaholic. Okay, we'll just keep wanting more and more and more and more and more and more. Okay, but it's not fulfilling. It's more of pleasure. Okay, so we do know we don't want to operate out of pleasure, but we want to operate out of the serotonin, the happy hormone, things that make us feel good naturally, a natural high vibrating energy of happiness. Okay, so it's just like another example, like the casino. We keep playing and playing and playing and wanting to win. So it's taking from us because we love doing it. It's a pleasure, but it's taking away from us. Okay, so when we do that, the neurotransmitters, they die out. Okay, they get exhausted, and we have less of the receptors in dopamine, causing addiction. So you always know when we're dealing with addiction. Okay, and I always say addiction is manifested on an individual because we can always work through bad habits, okay, and be able to control ourselves. Okay, we can be able to have some self-control with anything we do. If we focus and put our mind to it and say we have a gambling problem or a drug addiction or anything of that sort, we can always use our mind, our thoughts, to overpower the things that we doing that we know we don't supposed to be doing, that is a part of pleasure, okay, and not just regular happiness and fulfillment, okay. So I wrote down a couple pointers that'll help us have the understanding of serotonin, okay, and dopamine. So we're dealing with serotonin, we're dealing with happiness, okay, we're dealing with something long term. It's just like, for an example, like a humanitarian like me, okay, I'm fulfilled, I'm happy when I'm teaching, and it's something that's done in a social group. We attract people socially, okay, and we're helping, okay. So it's high vibrating, like I always said, when we're in a high vibrating state of happiness, emotional fulfillment from the heart, okay, the power is always amplified, okay, in this type of energy, okay. So we don't have to have anything to achieve happiness. It's a natural energy. You see what I'm saying? Like, we feel it once we open up our heart space. But with dopamine, it's addiction. It's something like we can't let go, like an alcoholic, shoeaholic. Okay? They always, with the dopamine, want to be able to do things out of being pleasure. Okay, so we all know we don't supposed to be doing pleasures. Like, it made me feel good, but it don't last that long. So it's like a rush, and something that we do, like the casino. It don't last forever, because if we stay in the casino and we had an addiction, guess what? We gonna be broke, so it don't last forever. So that's the difference between serotonin, because it's long term once you tap into high vibrating energy. Okay, and you don't need nothing to feel that, be fulfilled, but happiness within yourself. Okay, and once you become one within yourself, your heart is open. Okay, and that's when you tap into the core divine oneness, the love energy. Okay, so this is something that is achieved alone when we're dealing with dopamine. Okay, it's like eating a chocolate cake. Okay, and we want to be able to balance it, okay, because we need both. But at the same time, we want to be able to stay on the serotonin side, okay, and not get off balance with the dopamine. Because when we get off balance, it creates addiction, okay? And we don't want to do that, because it's connected to a lot of our senses, our brain, our kidneys, our mood and focus as well. Blood vessels, motivation, relaxation. Okay, so it's connected to a lot of good things. And once it is died out, how I said, we connected into overindulging, okay, with pleasures, the cells and neurotransmitters, they die out. So we get more and more and more of that cake. And the neurotransmitters are dying out. So it's not good. So the ways to increase it, to stay balanced, okay, is to take magnesium, eat dark chocolate, okay, and that'll help us be able to bring the dopamine up, okay, because dark chocolate is good for you, and magnesium as well, because it helps with heart, brain, body functioning, gastro, bowels, things of that sort. That's what magnesium is good for. And that's what the dopamine is connected to as well. And also our brain. So it helps with the function of our heart, brain. And once we tap into the knowledge of serotonin and dopamines, we'll know. Okay? If we get off balance with dopamine, we'll be over and indulging. And it'll be known as a downer. Okay, always be familiar with that. And it'll die out those neurotransmitters. So we don't want to do that. So we want to stay more on the happy, the love vibe. Okay, the highest vibration to emit, the core of creation, the center, which is love. And we'll tap in with that serotonin. So I just wanted to shed some light. I love you all. I'm sending you all positive energy. High vibration, success on your entrepreneurship. I love all positivity. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. Peace and love. I love you.